The Whispered File. Mummies of Guanajuato. In 1865, gravediggers in Guanajuato, Mexico opened a tomb to make room for a new burial and found something that should have been dust. A corpse, perfectly preserved. Skin still clinging to bone, hair intact, eyes sunken, but present. They found another, then another. Over the next century, they would unearth more than 100 of them. 4 years before, in 1861, Mexico had passed new laws. The church's grip on burial was loosening. Bodies that had rested in sacred ground for generations had to be moved to a municipal cemetery called the Pantheon of Santa Paula. It was a practical decision, public health, they said. But the cemetery sat on a plateau in the high desert, where the air is thin and dry, where the earth itself seems to resist decay. Most families paid an annual fee to keep their dead there, but poverty is patient. Some families couldn't pay. Some forgot. Some had no one left to remember. When their plots expired, the cemetery workers opened the graves to reclaim the space, and that's when they discovered the impossible. The bodies hadn't rotted. They hadn't collapsed into themselves. They were still there, mummified by the very ground that was supposed to erase them. At first, everyone assumed it was natural. The altitude, the aridity, the soil composition, all of it conspired to preserve flesh like leather, to keep organs intact, to hold hair and fingernails, as if the person had died only weeks before instead of decades. It made sense. It was clean. It was science. But in recent years, researchers examined the mummies more carefully. They found traces of embalming fluid, evidence of deliberate preservation techniques on at least some of the bodies, which meant someone had known. Someone had prepared these dead not just for burial, but for something else, for permanence. In 1969, the museum opened. 59 mummies went on display behind glass. Tourists file past them now. Whole families, children pointing at the desiccated faces, the contorted hands, the tattered clothing from another century. They're still there, still watching, still refusing to disappear. So here's what I want to know. If the local soil was already doing the work of preservation, why did someone bother to embalm them at all? What did they know about these bodies that made them worth saving?